Hello, and welcome back to Mass Effect. I'm Chance, also known as Maras, and in the last episode, session, whatever, we got Liara, the sixth and final companion for Mass Effect 1. So, let's just go say hi, see how it's going, then we'll carry on through our adventures. Still wanted to know where I could find, like I said, I got an achievement, but where? Like, is it in the journal? I guess these are achievements. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I did find, unless it said, no, I'm pretty sure it's an achievement. Is it in the codex? I don't know. I'll look for that later, if I ever even find it. If I find anything, I'll bring it up with you guys. Liara.
Commander, are you coming to check up on me?
I was worried.
You look much better. How are you feeling?
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine. I was impressed with her knowledge of Asari physiology.
Pretty
You're in
similar
good
to
hands.
humans, if I remember
Dr.
correctly.
Chakwas knows what she's doing.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up,
I'm just glad we got there in time.
Yeah.
so am I. I know you took a chance bringing me
Wait.
aboard this ship.
Were her
I have
eyes
seen
blue?
the way your crew looks at me. They do not
I
trust
thought
me.
they were green.
But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Whatever.
Don't worry, Liara. I trust you. I know you won't let me down.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
That?
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Did
You must enjoy
like it?
something about it.
I love my work. Seeking out history's lost secrets has a special appeal for me. You were actually touched by working Prothean technology. That is why I find you so fascinating, Commander.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
It was a joke.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
So suave.
Joking.
I was only joking.
Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Rumors?
Like what?
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
I don't understand.
I don't know this.
Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What
Yeah,
happens to
this
your
is
partner
this
after the union?
aspect of Asaris is
Every
actually pretty
relationship is different.
interesting and also
Some
pretty
unions
scary
are
in
a
this
single
sense.
encounter with both
They
parents
basically
parting
could
ways
take the
afterwards.
genetic code
Others
of
can be
the
more long-term.
of
Sometimes
a
an
certain
Asari and her
species
partner will stay together
and
for
then
many
produce
decades.
it into an offspring, which is really scary and also freaking cool, because it's like you basically take all the dominant traits of another species and add it to your offspring, which, like, in turn makes the offspring even more and more and more powerful.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner, though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
You don't know who?
Benezia never told you her partner's name?
Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood, though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face. It is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon.
Huh.
Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the
That's
time
good.
we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of
Shouldn't
them
even
lives on
think
in
about
us.
like,
The
oh,
union is
they'll
a
probably
connection that
die.
transcends
Especially
both
with
time and space.
real life. It's like, you know, live life as you would.
Do you know why
Just
Benezia
enjoy
joined
everybody's
up with
company.
Saren?
I don't understand it. She was always outspoken about the need for the Asari to become more involved in shaping galactic events. Maybe she thought allying herself with Saren would somehow be for the greater good in the long run. At least I hope so.
This hurts you, doesn't it?
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know her, and this was not like her. Something changed.
I should go.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Hey, more stuff from my locker. Hello.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me, you can consider it off the record.
That's a generous attitude. Okay. I think there's something wrong with all this. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic extinction, but we can't get backup from the Council? Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here, but someone isn't reading it.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong. I'd call it human nature, but...
It's...
I hear you. It just seems like a group that's been around as long as the Council should see this coming. Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol wasn't a big focus back in Bot.
Tell me about it.
Biotic acclimation and temperance didn't last past the airlock. To the kids they hauled in, it was brain camp. Sorry, hauled in is unkind. We were encouraged to commit to an evaluation of our abilities so an understanding of biotics could be compiled. There are worse results of accidental exposure to element zero in the womb. Beats the brain tumors some kids grew up with.
Is there some question about how you were exposed?
My mother was downwind of a transport crash. It was before there were human biotics, a little after the discovery of the Martian ruins. It only gets iffy around 63 when Kinetics was running out of first-gen subjects. Until then, they'd relied on accidentals. A bunch of guys in suits show up at your door after school, and next thing you know, you're out on Jump Zero.
Jump Zero is
Zero.
Gagarin Station, right? What's it like?
Huh.
Yeah, that's the official name. Biggest and farthest facility we had for decades. Right on the termination shock, the outer edge of the solar system. It's where they did all the Goose Chase FTL research before we caught on to using mass effect fields. It was a sterile research platform when I was there.
There were other kids in the same boat, right? At least you weren't alone out there.
That's true. We did have a little circle that'd get together every night before lights out. We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet
Kinetic
to prevent leaks.
sounds familiar, but I don't remember why. Time to get physical.
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
Yeah, we'd sit around and bull every night after dinner, play cards or network games. There was this girl named Rana, who had a little circle grow up around her. She was from Turkey. Her family was very rich. But she was smart and charming as hell. Beautiful, but not stuck up about it. I think you'd have liked her.
Did you love her?
Sounds like she was special to you.
She was. Maybe she felt the same. But things never felt together. Training, you know.
There were other kids in the same boat,
Right,
right?
I already did
That's
this
true.
one.
We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research
Intentional
platform, and
exposure.
Kinetics kept Jump Zero off the extranet to prevent leaks.
You know of any intentional exposures for certain?
No one knows. Doesn't mean they didn't happen. As big as the exposures were, it was hard to track down accidentals. It was different then. No one knew the potential, so there wasn't a lot of regulation. Anything Kinetics did was gold. I'm
Kinetic
not saying they
sounds familiar,
intentionally
but I don't
detonated
remember
drives over
why.
outposts, but in retrospect, they were damn quick on the scene.
Sounds rough. Go on.
Jump Zero's a long way from home. What was it like?
The grand gateway to humanity looks a lot better in the vids. But that's my own baggage, Commander. No bearing on this.
Alenko, there's no regulation that says you can't be friends with your commander.
I appreciate that, Commander. I just don't want you to think that I'm a whiner. Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Let's go sell our gear. Because I got a lot, and I'm pretty sure. I don't really care who has what. Can't wear medium. She only uses pistols. Let's give her that. She doesn't need that. Unity amp. What does that do besides? Oh, whatever. I'm probably gonna have Garrus for like the entire game. I'm not sure if I'll keep Kaden for the entire game. I don't know who I want. Talk to Ashley.
Commander, you have a minute to talk?
What
Is
about?
this duty related, Chief?
No, sir. Well, maybe. I know things are different aboard the Normandy, but I'm concerned about the aliens, Vicarian and Rex. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
They may not serve the Alliance, Chief, but they're allies. At least as far as Saren goes.
This is the most advanced ship in the Alliance Navy. I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
But Okay, but Tally is literally like observing the engines like crazy, and you don't trust Rex or Garrus?
That's enough, Chief. You always second guess your superiors?
Sir! No, sir. I'm sorry, I was out of line. I'll get back to my duties, Commander.
Yeah, don't be a bitch about it.
Commander?
How are you doing?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Not sure I buy Dr. Tassoni's story about her and her mom not talking. They're family, right?
I think she's being straight with us. Or at least, I don't think she lies very often.
Yeah, she's probably really bad at it. Hey, want me to ask her about her sex life? Might be illuminating.
That wouldn't. Okay.
That's between you and her.
Scuttlebutt says otherwise. Too bad those ruins got destroyed. I mean, they lasted thousands of years. That's impressive.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my... I wouldn't mind talking...
Damn it.
I wouldn't mind talking...
Dismissed,
more.
Chief.
Sir.